Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a fun little series. This is a stadium exploration thing I'm doing where I'm going over some of the new college football stadiums. I mean, we have not had a college football video game since 2014, so they've had to make a bunch of new stadiums, a bunch of new features. Maybe I'll go over 5 or 6 stadiums. Maybe do a little series on it, just going over different stadiums. And this might be the most unique one. So, yes, this is a former MLB stadium, if you can tell. You can see where the home plate originally was, right back here. They have taken out some of the seating right over here and pushed it back a little bit just to fit in the sideline. But this is, or I guess was, Turner Field. It is now, I believe, a permanently football-only stadium. It cannot host baseball anymore. This was home of an MLB team, the Atlanta Braves. Originally, it did host the Olympics, and you can see, because this is Georgia State, you do have the very high seating capacity. Well, actually, it was kind of a high seating capacity for an MLB team. It was like 50,000, but Georgia State obviously is never going to fill that, so you can see the entire upper deck is tarped off, and then way back there, this is temporary seating down here. I mean, I did have LSU in this game. Just a random game, LSU at Georgia State. There's the little LSU section right there. I mean, this is a big non-conference game for Georgia State, but look, it looks like they gutted all of the seating back there. That was the original seating for where the fence was back there, and they gutted all of that, and then they gutted a lot of the club seating, and you can just see, I guess, the seating starts right there. I mean, this is completely unrealistic. The Georgia State does not sell out games to the point where they're overflowing with fans. By the way, the time of this game was 3:30 I put on, and I made it clear. So you can see the shadow. The real unfortunate thing about this game, and I know other people have said it, but if I played this game fully, like in the fourth quarter, that shadow would still be there. It's completely unrealistic. It makes no sense that that's even a thing in 2024. How they don't have the progressive sunset, it's just crazy to me. But I guess most people don't care about it. You can see this interesting like middle section did jet out to where like, because this would be where the foul pole is over here, and it's kind of like a weird feature. And then I guess this is like a standing room area that they don't have any fans rendered in or anything like that. And then this was the original left field fence, like around here. And then all the temporary stuff. You can see the original scoreboard, all of the bricking that I believe was an MLB scoreboard. And do they still have all of like, looks like a way to enter the former MLB stadium just abandoned back there. And then all those seats abandoned, but they haven't demolished anything. It's just the seats are not there. Kind of an interesting situation for Georgia State. I don't know how long they'll be here, but probably another at least 3 or 4 years, because I don't think they have a new stadium under construction yet. But pretty cool, honestly. So that's the first stadium I wanted to explore. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. It's a Christmas miracle. Oh my God, it's snowing in Texas. This is Rice's stadium. This is one of the worst stadiums in college football. Not even close. The only renovation they had, they used to have seating going all the way around here. So the bottom section used to go all the way around. And also I think the top section didn't go all the way around, but like it curved a little bit. And originally they had tarping off the bottom section of this stadium because of how bad the attendance was. But then they replaced the entire seating, at least on this side, on this end zone, with the library. I mean, it looks like a library to me. What a terrible renovation that is. Look at, they got the grass coating. They got the grass getting covered by snow. There's more snow on the field. That doesn't even make sense. How is there more snow on the field than there is right outside? Normally they would, look at this, Michigan at Rice. And there's only like 50 Michigan fans in their little section. I'm thinking Rice probably wins this game. I think Rice, I mean, this is a sellout. This is a primetime game for Rice. This is huge. This is huge for their program. But yeah, there was a report that Rice was getting a new stadium. I don't know how true that is, but it just came out recently because this is a horrible stadium. There's no doubt about it. There's nothing good about it, and then they tried renovating it, but they just made it worse. I have no clue why you would put a library up here. Why not just do the traditional thing of putting a restaurant in or some type of cool, like maybe little club seating and bar areas, but they put a freaking library. By the way, I don't actually know if that's a library, but I just call it that. And they got it in this game. Obviously, I mean, it's a big part of the stadium. But yeah, there's nothing special. The seating arrangement kind of reminds me of Boston College, the way the upper decks look, how they don't go all the way around. They're just smaller upper decks. But this is a very rare situation. This is a week 2 game. Michigan traveling to Rice. Rice has sold out the game. There's barely any Michigan fans here, and it's snowing on like September 7th in Texas. So this is a very rare situation. I mean, it is like 8 o'clock. I put it at 8 o'clock the time. Looks like it's right at dusk or something. But I don't really want to talk about the environment. It's more about the stadiums. But yeah, this is Rice Stadium. I don't know if they're going to demolish it, but it's one of the worst stadiums in college football. All right, so the next stadium we're going over, it is a stadium that does not exist. So there's a very weird kind of story with this situation here with Hawaii. So Hawaii originally played at Aloha Stadium. They left Aloha Stadium in 2020, the stadium that used to host the Pro Bowl and also the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, because the stadium was basically falling apart. And they moved into a temporary stadium that had a track surrounding it. It was on campus, I believe it was on campus, and they still play there. It's called the Ching Complex, I think, and they've added temporary seating, but I guess they didn't want to put that in this game. The reason, I don't really know, because the thing is, they're going to be playing at that complex probably for at least the next 4 or 5 years. It's not like they're getting a new stadium next year. So you might think, well, is this their new stadium that they've, the renderings for it and they're using it in this game? No, this is a stadium, a generic stadium from Madden that they've imported into this game that has a capacity of like 60,000. And by the way, this stadium is very just weird in general, how the seating is. Like, it looks like the seating is almost linear, the lower bowl, and then it's got an extremely steep upper deck. And I just think this is terrible, man. Like, we don't even know where this is Hawaii. Like, where are at least the palm trees or anything tropical? The entire stadium is enclosed. It looks like honestly, like one of the worst NFL stadiums. And obviously Hawaii would never build a stadium like this with a crazy high capacity. There's nothing tropical about it. This game time start was, I think, 6 o'clock. So you kind of have the shadows fully covering the field at this point. Going across, about to be covering the upper deck. And I did have Ohio State in this game against Hawaii. A random road game for the Buckeyes in Hawaii. But obviously that would never happen. Like, look at all the suites going around. I mean, this stadium is never going to exist ever in college football. I don't know why they did this. I mean, honestly, I just think it's lazy. There's only one explanation. It's lazy. They just imported a generic Madden stadium into this game, and that's Hawaii's home. I mean, I know people don't want to criticize EA right now. Oh, it's great, you've got a game. But there's nothing, this is just laziness. That's all this is laziness. To have a stadium from Madden imported when Hawaii's going to be playing at that temporary stadium for at least the next 4 or 5 years. Maybe in an update, they'll put the actual Hawaii stadium in. But what a letdown this situation is with this stadium just fully closed up. It's not a college stadium. It doesn't look like a college stadium really at all. And imported from Madden. All right, we are back into our next stadium, and oh my goodness, what happened here? So this is Oregon State, and they recently underwent a huge renovation to their, I think maybe both of the sidelines. You can see this side right here, and then for whatever reason, this sideline, the renovation is just not done. When in real life, it already is done, and I believe they've played a year with a renovated stadium. So I just wanted to point out kind of a weird situation with Oregon State, and they did the renovation at the right time. I wonder if it would have happened if, the Pac-12 would have been imploded before they did it. Look, they got some nice pine trees right here, but yeah, Oregon State, I made this game at noon, and overcast it doesn't really even look overcast to me. Oh, you know what? I guess that is overcast because it's not cloudy. There is a setting where you can make it cloudy and stuff. But yeah, the thing with this is I think everyone was surprised. Why would this renovation not be in the game? It's just very surprising considering they already played a full year with the stadium, with the sideline renovation, where it's split up into 2 different decks. So just a very strange thing. I mean, this is a generic stadium in general. I think this side looks really nice. You've got some overhangs right there. Almost looks like maybe like an MLS type overhang. That's the kind of vibe I get from that. An end zone that's not really finished, and then this side was renovated. Right now you can see it looks really bad. It's just a massive wall of seating, but in real life they've already renovated it. So just kind of a weird situation there. All right, so this is going to be the final stadium I'm looking at, but I just wanted to make a note of this. I don't know if maybe someone can tell me in the comments. Can you seriously not pick snow for some of these games? Like, just the lack of customization. So watch this. I want to make it snow at FAU Stadium because I think it would look cool with all of the palm trees and things like that. But look at the weather choices. Clear, overcast, partly cloudy, windy, rainy, random. They do not have a snow. How does that make any sense? Why would you not just give me a snow option? Doesn't every game like Madden, don't they all have snow options when like no matter where you are? It's kind of the fun thing with customizing it. But I guess I'll just put it on random and hope it snows. And then, so I'll also talk about the start times: noon, 3:30, 6, and 8. So I'd imagine, like, normally 6 o'clock is kind of an obscure start time. If you want to talk about, like, the three windows of college football: noon, 3:30, and 7:30. I would say those are the three main windows that I would put for start times. But because the way the sun works in this game, it doesn't move. I think they wanted to make it 8 so it would be, make sure it would be night, but I'll just put it on random weather. I think that's kind of ridiculous. How do you not have a thing? You've got rainy, windy, partly cloudy, overcast, clear, random, rain. I mean, that's crazy. You don't even have a snow option on here. But it's just like a little customization thing. Like when it's a video game, it's kind of the fun thing, like make it snow. And the only reason I got it to snow at Rice was I put it on random and it just showed up as snow. So I guess I'll do that with this. And as you can see, based off the weather, I did not get snow, unfortunately. It looks like they made it overcast, I guess. Yeah, that looks like overcast. This is an overcast 3:30 game. But this is Florida Atlantic Stadium. This stadium has a ton of potential. Like, they could expand on this so much. It looks like just a nice, like, shell version of a future really nice stadium if they ever expanded it. But I don't think they ever will. I mean, it's not like FAU's ever going to be a powerhouse or anything. By the way, their end zone art is amazing. I love that. It just says Atlantic, and then it's got the state outline of Florida. I think that's so cool. And then look at this. You've got a bunch of palm trees over here to show it's tropical, and then also more palm trees all the way down there. Look at all those palm trees. Let me see if I could... that's as high as I can go, I guess. But yeah, there's a bunch of palm trees there. There's not much to this stadium. It is relatively new. It was like built in 2009, the same time Minnesota built their stadium. And, it's just a lower bowl. There's no upper deck area. But it is kind of cool, just the way the tropicalness of it is. And also, Florida Atlantic has amazing helmets. I love their helmets. Winning in Paradise. I just like Florida Atlantic's field and just the way it's done. 1.8 miles to the beach. Is that seriously how they do it in real life? That kind of seems like a custom field, but it's pretty cool. And I just wanted to showcase this one because of the palm trees. I kind of wanted to make it snow, but this was just the random weather that I got. So those are just 5 stadium explorations that I wanted to show. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.